Hey guys, what's going on? It's Drew Hicks here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over all of the meta changes that are going to be coming out this week. There are going to be some huge ones, some ones that I'm very happy about, and I'm sure most of you will be happy about these changes too, and also some changes that I'm a little bit iffy about, but it's definitely going to switch up the meta for sure, and it's definitely going to change the way that a lot of people have been playing recently. So it's going to be very cool, and I'm very excited to see what they're actually going to do with all of these meta changes and how it's going to play out and how it's actually going to affect the game when we actually start playing. So the first thing is basically it's not going to be meta changes, but we are going to go over the whole loot system for the limited time mode that's going to be coming out. I'm sure most of you already know what it is, so I'm going to go through it very quickly. If you don't know what it is, it's going to be a limited time mode where basically items will spawn in the exact same location for about probably 24 hours. They said it's going to be a day thing. It's going to be changing daily, and that's just going to be for this limited time mode. So it's not going to be in regular games. The regular games will play exactly how they're supposed to. But for this, what they're going to be doing is spawning each item in the exact same spot. So say if you land in Sorting Factory, you go to a spot, there's an R99. Next game, it will be the exact same loot layout for the entire day. They'll be changing dailies, and also the circle location will be the same exact thing. So the circle will always end exactly where it's supposed to for each day, and they're going to be changing out daily. So that's going to be pretty cool. The first week will be on World's Edge, the map that we're playing on now. And then the second week, we're actually going to be going back to Kings Canyon. They went over that a couple weeks ago, so that's not exactly a new thing. And then also what they have been going over was the Evo shield. So it'll basically start out as lower than a white shield, but as you do damage to people, it'll build on up. It'll go white, blue, purple, yellow, and then red. I'm not exactly sure what red will be. They haven't really said anything, but it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it's going to play out. It'll definitely make the late games sort of interesting to see how it's actually going to play, but that will also be available in the limited time mode, and then they might potentially bring it into regular games depending on how the community looks at it. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's also going to play out. I'm very excited to try that out. And also with that, the system override event is obviously going to be coming out. So it's going to be the same thing as every event, 24 event limited cosmetic things that you'll probably have to spend $140 on to get the Octane Heirloom. And then they're also going to be doing the same thing as they did for the Grand Soiree event, where you'll be able to do challenges and get some items from that also. But that is just all of the system override event stuff. But getting into the meta changes, which is very meaty, this is going to be very interesting. The first thing for Bloodhound is that they're increasing the scan distance for his scan by 3 times. So that's going to cover a lot more space. It's going to be able to actually scan you from pretty far, so that's going to be pretty cool. But they're going to be nerfing it a little bit by increasing the time to activate for a little bit longer. It was 0.4 seconds and now it's 0.8, so not too much longer, but just a little bit longer. But the duration of the scan will be even longer than it was before, up by 1 second, which will be pretty huge to try and find the person that you're looking for, which is pretty good. Bloodhound hasn't been used too often, but definitely more than he has been before. So this will just make more people play him. The one that I'm most excited about is that Gibraltar's gun shield health is reduced from 75 to 50 damage, which is amazing because there are so many Gibraltars that I fight where I just lose because of that gun shield in front of him. So that's going to be decreased even more. So that's going to be awesome, and hopefully we'll see less Gibraltar players because they are the most toxic people in this community besides Caustic. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to see how he's going to play. A lot of people have been using and abusing him, so that'll be pretty interesting. And another little thing for crypto, which will be pretty huge to see how people will react to this, how people will play out with it, is that primary weapons will now automatically reload while in drone view. So that's going to be pretty cool to see how it's going to work. See if people can outplay people by just going into drone view, having their weapons reload, and then go back to fighting. So that'll be pretty cool to see how people work with that. The next thing is the inventory update. When I first read this, I was very happy, but then I kept on reading and it was a little bit strange. It's going to be pretty strange. I don't know if it's going to be better or worse, but basically all the stuff you see on screen right now is the inventory update changes. So the base inventory slots will increase by 2. So for base, it'll be 8 to 10, common will be up to 12, rare will be 14, and then epic will go up to 16 slots, but they're all getting a nerf on how much you can hold. So grenade stacks will reduce to 1. Almost all of the ammo stacks will be reduced from 80 to 60. Small heals will be reduced from 6 to 4, and then the big heals will be reduced from 3 to 2. So you'll, in theory, have more space, but less space at the same time. So you're definitely going to have to know what you want to pick up. You're definitely not going to want to pick up a whole bunch of grenades. You're not going to want to pick up 6 thermites like how most people have been doing it recently. You're actually going to need to think about what equipment you want to hold, and you'll also be carrying less ammo also. So you're really going to have to think about what you want to pick up. So that's going to definitely be interesting on how people work with that. And finally, into 2 of the weapon changes that are going to happen is that the Peacekeeper, the mag size is getting reduced from 6 to 5. The reload time will increase by 0.15 seconds. The empty mag reload will increase by 0.1 second, and then the blast pattern will increase by 0.1, which will be pretty good. A lot of people have been abusing the Peacekeeper recently, so it's going to be nice to see a little bit less people use that and see if that potentially switches up the Peacekeeper meta. And the Sentinel is actually getting a buff, which is very surprising because I already thought it was pretty good. I've used it in a couple of my videos before, and I think it's an amazing weapon. But the base damage is getting increased from 65 to 70, so a little bit of an increase there. And then the rechamber will be reduced by 0.10 seconds, so that's going to be pretty cool to see how that's going to work also. And then some quality of life changes that are pretty great. The Muzzle Flash, which a lot of people have been actually complaining about, that's going to be reduced pretty significantly. They didn't give a percent or anything. It just says reduce the intensity of Muzzle Flash. So that's going to be pretty cool to see how much there actually is. And then they're also adding a red dot to the iron sight for the Prowler and the L-Star, which is pretty good because the L-Star has been a little bit rough lately. And the Prowler is pretty good. It's been one of the higher tier weapons that have been happening this season. So it's going to be pretty cool to see a better iron sight for that. And then something else that they also mentioned last week was this heirloom crafting. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. You can read about it right on screen. I can't really say how it's going to work because I don't exactly know. I don't know if you're still going to be able to get heirlooms through packs, or you're going to need to get 500 packs to guarantee an heirloom. I don't really know if it's still going to be random, if you'll get more shards for some packs. I don't exactly know, but we'll see how that is in the upcoming update. And then we just have a whole bunch of bug fixes, which I'll be playing on screen at the moment. You can read through that. In the description, there will be a link to all of these patch notes, so you can go and read about that. But that is basically it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the meta changes. The inventory update is going to be the craziest thing to me. I want to see exactly how people are going to rearrange their inventory, because I usually have an inventory that I'm used to, so it's going to be pretty cool to see how that's going to change. And also the Gibraltar nerf is huge for me. I absolutely love that nerf. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like the changes, what else you would like to see changed. I know a lot of people have been worrying about footsteps in the game, which is obviously something I want changed because there are a bunch of times where I've died to not being able to hear someone. But just let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Consider leaving a sub. We are very close to 1,000 subs. I post Apex content as much as I can. But yeah, this has been Hicks, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.